Hello and welcome to this videocast where I'm going to be talking to you about what is meant by an argument. This is a really important issue because developing arguments is one of the most central skills that you will need as a graduate, developing in your first year and then working through your second and third years to really develop those skills as a graduate thinker. There's a bit of confusion about an argument because the way that we tend to use that word in our everyday lives is very different from the way that it's used within an academic setting. So, for example, we would normally talk about two people having an argument, and what we would mean by that would be a row, a disagreement, a kind of real emotional battle of wills between two people about who's right, who's wrong. So having an argument and arguing is, generally speaking, seen as not a particularly good thing, and generally not a particularly skilled activity in the way that it would be meant when used at an academic setting. So when a tutor says to you, I want you to develop an argument, they don't mean I want you to have a row with somebody. That's clearly not what they mean. I think this is also how it's also not helped by the fact that at many pre-university levels of education, the teaching around what is an argument is very poor. You're often taught a wrong understanding of what an argument is. And I'll give you an example of that. When I ask this question about what is an argument to first year undergraduates, the two most common responses I get are either it's a row or a disagreement, or it's putting both sides of a case. Actually, this is really not what an argument is. It's a real deep misunderstanding of an argument. And let me show you what I mean by that. This is probably easiest if I give an example. So suppose I give an example taken from sociology, and I was to say something like functionalist sociologists like Talcott Parsons and Emile Durkheim see society as essentially operating as a whole and functioning for the benefit of all members of society. However, conflict theorists such as Marxists or feminists disagree with this, and they see society as structured around conflict over power and society being organised for the benefit of the powerful and against the interests of the powerless. Now that is not an argument. All I have said there is I've said what functionalists think, and I have said what conflict theorists think in general. And many people put that and they assume, okay, developed an argument. No, you haven't. You've just put two different points of view together. This person says this person says that. But there's no conclusion. There's no argument. You're not really making any points. You're just stating facts. And whereas at A level and on MVQ and BTEC and courses like that at level 3, it's fine to state facts. And in fact, those courses are often about giving you the knowledge base to develop your more sophisticated arguments. It's very different from what's expected of you as a graduate student. As a graduate student, you expect to do something very different, which is to develop an argument. So let's start with a really simple, really direct definition of what an argument is. An argument is giving reasons for why something is true. So let me say that again. An argument is giving reasons or a set of reasons why you believe something to be true. So let's take that example that I used a minute or two back where I was talking about sociology. Now, if I was to rephrase that statement to say something like this: different sociological traditions take different views on society. So conflict theorists would see society as essentially unequal and as about a battle of interests between the powerful and the powerless. Functionalist theorists would tend to see society as much more about developing consensus and meeting the needs of everybody within society. So therefore we cannot say that sociologists take a single view of what society is or how it functions. Now, do you see what I've done there? What I've done there is I've added a conclusion. I've said something is true. Now what I've said is true is that sociologists don't all see society the same way. And my evidence, my reasons for doing that are that there are conflict theorists who see society one way and there are functionalist theorists who see it another way. These two are very different, and therefore we cannot assume that sociology as a whole has a single view even of what society is and how it functions. So there, my conclusion, something I am saying is true, is that sociologists don't have a single view of society. My reasons for believing that is that a conflict theorist's view of society and a functionalist theorist's view of society are very different. That's all it is, you know, if you say this is true. You know, and let me give you a real, you know, you can take that, that's an example drawn from sociology. Let me give you a really trivial sounding example. Well, I'll show you the way the structure works. So let's take a set of statements like Mark teaches psychology on a Friday morning. It is a Friday morning, therefore Mark will be teaching psychology, not sociology. So you may go, that's not an argument. That's not an argument. That's just Mark talking about what he does on a Friday. But no, it's an argument. Because what I'm saying is, I'm saying, you know, I'm teaching psychology because, and the reason I know that is because it's Friday and I teach psychology on a Friday, therefore I will be teaching psychology. It's an argument because I've given you reasons for why you can be sure that I'll be teaching psychology at that time. I'm going to return to that one because there's lots, we can go much further with that to show you some of the more sophisticated views about arguments. But I really want to reinforce this. Every time you say, I believe X because of A and B, A, B, C, D, whatever, you are developing an argument. And that's really what we're talking about. When we say to you develop an argument, what we need to do is we're saying to you, first of all, work out what you think is true. And secondly, go away and find out why you believe that to be true. So whenever you get an essay question or whenever there's a question in one of the lectures, start by the point of view of saying, okay, what do I think here? What do I believe here? And then move on from that to go, why do I believe it? So there we go. Hopefully that's been a useful introduction to you. Most important thing, please take this away above all else. Keep it simple. An argument is given reasons for why you believe that something is true. So I hope that's been useful for you, and I hope you will follow up some of the future talks that I'll do where I'm going to develop that idea a little bit further.